Hi guys, welcome to REDDOG.TV. My name is Sting Red Dog and I'm here to bring you the Natural Selection 2 Gorgeous updates. This update landed yesterday and I'm here with my good friend Iggy to go over all the information with you and make sure you know what is new with the game. This video is going to go over all the new weapons and abilities that came out in Natural Selection 2 Gorgeous. The Marines got railguns for the exosuits, and the Kara, the Gorge class, got Babbler eggs and Gorge Tunnels. There's also a new map that came out, which is huge, by the way, and we'll go over that as well. And also a new alien cloaking mechanic for camouflage has entered the game. So stay tuned and we'll go over this right now.
Hey guys, Sting here. Today we're going to talk about the Marine aspect of the new Gorgeous update, specifically the Railgun exosuit. Now this exosuit costs 50 res, just like the single minigun exosuit before, so now you have a little bit more of a viable option as far as how much you want to spend on what exosuit. Now the biggest concerns about this is the speed of the exosuit versus the DPS and the output that's actually given from the exosuit. From the update, the weight of the weapons will actually affect the speed of the exosuit itself, so a lot of people will be going mobility versus damage output. The railgun exosuit is actually going to weigh less, therefore it can be a little bit faster, but the biggest concern about it is it's a charge-up weapon, and it's on a rail, obviously. So naturally, if one person is good at charging up and their aim is precise, they're going to do devastating damage. However, if they miss, the rate of refire is going to be a lot slower, and the overall damage is actually lower than the dual minigun exo.
So first we're going to look at the new Gorge ability called Babblers. These little guys cost 1 personal res each for 1 egg, and 3 spawn out of 1 egg. They last 2 minutes, and the Gorge can have up to 9 of these things crawling around with them the entire time. Now the stats on these guys is 30 health, 5 armor, and they do 10 damage each. Their attack rate is 0.37 of a second, so if all 9 Babblers actually jumped on a Marine, the DPS for that is 243 DPS per second. Now, that may not actually happen because they are quite easy to kill, so I don't think a Marine is actually going to have all 9 of them unless he's just not paying attention at all. So the way you move these guys around is by bait balls. So if you remember back in Half-Life 2, the way we moved around ant lions, this is the same thing. There is a bait ball that the Gorge has. He throws it around, and if he flings it around on ground, all the Babblers move to where the ball got landed. If he throws it onto an enemy unit, they all attack that enemy unit. But what's great is that if the ball gets thrown onto a friendly alien, then the Babblers jump on and become armor for that alien, which really does increase their survivability quite a lot. So the Gorge can also put the Babblers on themselves by just bouncing the ball off a wall and letting him hit himself, or throwing it on the ground and running over it, and the Babblers will jump on there first. The strategic value of Babblers is basically if they get sent into a nest of Marines, the Marines will start wasting ammo to take these Babblers down, and if the Gorge has like a pack of skulks or a skulk and a fade waiting until the Babblers come in there and wait for the fire to start erupting in the room, then the reinforcements, the real alien units, can run in and start attacking these Marines, and hopefully these Marines have depleted maybe half their ammo clip already and they're waiting for a reload. So that is how Babblers work. You've seen already on your screen kind of how they look and how they move, so we're going to kind of move on to the next Gorge ability, which is Gorge Tunnels. So the Gorge Tunnel is pretty costly. It costs 30 res of team res to restart, and quite frankly, it's kind of like a phase gate for the aliens. Basically, a Gorge can put a Gorge Tunnel down on infestation. It costs 10 res. It can only be on infestation, and linked another tunnel on infestation as well. So the distance in the Gorge Tunnel, as you can see, is the same distance no matter where the entrance and exits are on the map. So you can have them right next to each other, and when you jump in one side, the tunnel itself will be the same length moving forward versus if the entrance and exit were across the map from each other. So Both Marines and aliens can jump into the Gorge tunnels and duke it out in there. If one side is destroyed, that side becomes dark inside the tunnel. And basically, if both sides are destroyed, then anyone that's in the tunnel dies. So that is the new abilities for Gorge at this point. I think it makes the class a little bit more utility, gives the class a little bit more utility anyways. So.
Now, talking about the new camouflage mechanic that was replaced with the Gorgeous update, the first thing we're going to look at is the new analog versus binary system that they placed into effect. In the old system, what would happen was when someone would go camouflage, they would stand still for a certain period of time until one of a few things actually happened. They would maintain that level of camouflage. You know, if they were scanned, if they attacked, if they jumped, or if they sprinted, or if they bumped into someone, that's when their camouflage level would be revealed. However, the new one is going to be more skill-based. So basically what happens is the faster someone moves, the less camouflage they have. If they're completely at a dead stop, they won't be seen at all. If they move a little bit slow, they will show as a glimmer, and the faster they move, the more pronounced that glimmer becomes until they're fully visible.
As far as maps goes, guys, there's been some changes on some of the maps that have already existed. There's been changes on Docking, Refinery, and Summit. Those changes on those maps range from RTs being moved because it's clogging an area, or corridors that used to exist from one area to the next being blocked off or rerouted, and new paths from new rooms being added. So check those out in the change log. It does change the play a little bit, but it does change it for the better, in my opinion. Now, moving on to the new map, Descent, let's take a look at this great new map and go over how this is kind of going to work in competitive play.
All right, guys, as you can see, we are in the new map, Descent. I'm just doing the overview right now for you. Playing Marine side here in the drone bay. One thing about this map is that it is massive. Just to get through anywhere in Descent is basically a long walk. Even for the aliens, really. But as you can see, there's RT points all over the place. Some very cool graphics. We can go over here and look out the window, and you see some drones or something. Trying to repair a satellite dish out there. But it's basically a huge map. I can bring you around it just to see, but if we're just gonna look at the weapons room in here, this is pretty cool. If we're just gonna look at the map itself, this is definitely a map that will be very interesting to see played in competitive ENSL matches. So as you can see, the aliens will be starting somewhere in fabrication or launch control. There's monorail on the right side, hydro analysis in the center, which is another tech point. This map has 5 tech points on it, so it's a very good map for a 3-2 match on either side, and there's just RTs littered all over the place. So quick access through everything, and this map is basically very fun to play on. If you haven't played on this yet, I highly recommend doing so. There's a lot of areas for aliens to hide and ambush from, which is very fun for them and very hard for the Marines. So this is Descent. Catch it on a pub server, and you'll be seeing it in ENSL matches pretty soon.
So some other changes that have come down in this patch, and there's been so many changes, so you guys gotta go to unknownworlds.com/ns2 to check out the changelog and the full changelog. I'm only calling out the changes right now that affect competitive play, I think, in a big way. So some of the other changes here is the Gorge now has a 1-second cooldown drop between structure drops. meaning they can't just instantly build a Hydra farm. Some other changes to the fade is the claw damage has been increased to 75, and the claw range has been increased by 10%, so a little buff there for the fades. There's been, with Skulk movement, there's been some Skulk movement adjustments, and maybe you've already figured out what those movements are by playing the Skulk. The movement code now makes them slightly less erratic, but when I've played the Skulk, it just seems a little bit sluggish compared to the old ways. But so good for the Marines. It is a little bit easier to hit a Skulk, especially if it's one of those floor Skulks that you normally need a lot in rookie games. But as the Skulk play goes into competitive play, and you've got wall Skulks and ceiling Skulks, still got to see how this difference has really changed. And that's it. That's what we have for the changes for you guys in Natural Selection 2 Gorgeous Update. It's a fantastic game. If you have not picked it up yet, I totally recommend this game. It is so fun and it's changing all the time, and the team at Unknown World is doing a fantastic job listening to the community and in keeping things going. Again, this Gorgeous Update, how huge it was free. This was not a DLC or anything like that. All these new abilities, new maps, all that stuff was completely free, which I think was another great move from Unknown World. So this has been Red Dog and Iggy speaking to you from REDDOG.TV. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Good night. Hi guys, Sting Red Dog here. Welcome to REDDOG.TV. I'm here to bring you the natural selection. Fuck. All right. I'm shaking, like my leg's shaking.
Hey guys, Sting Iggy here. I just wanted to talk to you about that, and I'm already screwing up. Wonderful. All right.
Sorry.
3, 2.
Hold on. Stop it.
Great outtake, start. Railgun exosuit, to be precise. Now, as we all know, exos take 30 res from the commander, and then the railgun is blah blah blah. I'm a dirty whore.
Hi guys, this is Sting Red Dog. Welcome to REDDOG.TV. I wanted to go over. Will be my good friend Iggy, and we'll be both bringing you all the new updates that came in the update yesterday. So that is way too many fucking updates. And I'm going to update you on the updates, so stay updated on the updates. All right. Please pay no attention to the script that's flapping in the corner.
Hey guys, Sting Iggy here. And I'm there.
For the units on the battlefield. So Marines got railguns for the exosuit. Gorges on the Kara side got Babbler eggs, Gorge Tunnels, and
the single minigun balls, nutsack, poop, fart, ass monkey.